Geeks in Malaysia.
Welcome to Geeks in Malaysia. I'm not Mien Ly, I'm Carol Baha.
I am Victorian.
And yeah, I fucked up.
So, for context, we actually recorded about 15 minutes. would you
No,
say?
7.
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Don't try and make it worse than what it already was.
But they were
okay?
really 7 heavenly minutes.
Yes.
They were.
We got
Which we'll
into
never capture again.
a lot of nitty gritty, but unfortunately, we did not hit the record button
Yeah.
on the Zoom. So,
You know, we addressed the Iraq War. We
wow.
We saved the world twice.
saved the world twice.
But
we
now
found,
you'll never know.
We revealed the location of the missing funds.
Yeah. Ooh.
I didn't say what missing funds. You can't get me on that.
But yes.
Freedom of expression.
Yeah,
Fuck.
guys, I thought this was a casual chat.
Yes.
So, to repeat myself,
Yes.
welcome back to Geeks in Malaysia. We have two very wonderful lady guests with us in the studio today. But before we get on to that, we'll address the elephant in the room, which is Amelia's unfortunately not here with us at the moment.
She just arrived back from Singapore,
Yes.
but yeah, it's a bit of a rush to go from KLIA to here, so
Yes.
let it chill.
She would love to be here. She gave her blessing, and here we are. So here we are with Mien and Amanda from Murder by Moonlight, which
Who
is...
are now trying to figure out how to answer these questions differently.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm
Because
gonna
we
still
actually-
do the same jokes because they landed,
Yes.
yo. No, they didn't.
Because we asked them some very deep questions, and they gave some
Yes.
very deep answers, but they'll be lost in the ether forever.
That's right. Now we're all fun and games, folks.
Ah.
Yes.
But yes, Murder by Moonlight.
Which is currently showing on Astro
Citra.
Citra, and you can find it on Astro Go as well every Monday at 9 p.m. So at the current time of recording, the 4th episode has just come out. So we're midway through the season, right?
Yes.
Yes, we're literally at the midway
right
point.
at the midway point.
And Mien co-created the show with Bunny. And Amanda is one of the actresses within the show. So welcome. Hi. Thank you. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, it's already
How
a
you
crappier intro than the first one. I'm so sorry.
Capture the magic again, guys. Take 2. Come on.
So Mien, pray tell us, what was the
Pray tell.
Because we do not know this answer at all. This is the first time we're hearing. What was the inspiration behind Murder by Moonlight? No, sorry. How did Murder by Moonlight first come about?
Initially called Hotel Cahaya Bulan.
Yes. I'm still not used to the new title.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still call it HCB.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is still the name of the hotel that they're all stuck at. And so, yeah, I was just talking to Michael, the producer, coming up with different ideas for different pitches. And then he said, why don't we think about something that is relevant to the time, which is COVID and lockdown. And me and Bunny was just, I guess, in a way, fantasizing about being locked down on a beautiful island somewhere. And of course, to the add dramatic effect is what if somebody died? And then we have to figure out who among the limited guests is the murderer. And pitched it to Michael and loved it. And he pitched it to Astro and Astro loved it. So
Nice.
that's how it all happened. Yeah.
I did not know this at all.
No, no.
That was really interesting.
And Amanda, who are you playing in this show?
Okay, I play this character named Mindy. She's the influencer in the show. And okay, that was a snicker from Kai. Pray tell, Kai, what are you snickering about?
Didn't even know what the selfie camera button was. So.
It does take me a while. You know, I will have to admit, like, it took me a while to figure out how to like someone's message to me on Instagram.
my
I'm like,
God.
how do they come up with these little hearts? I'm like, just double tap. I'm like, right.
It's such endearing. You're such an old person trapped in a young person's body.
I know. But thanks for saying that. You know, this is all plastic surgery. I'm kidding. No, but it was a lot of fun when I first saw the brief for it, and I saw Mindy, and I was like, great, this will be fun because it's something that I'm not, but I can definitely see qualities in her in me. And as I was saying earlier, I felt like it's been a long time since I've played a very fun sort of like ditzy role, when that used to kind of be like my staple from when I started
I was gonna
acting.
say, like, what have you been doing these days? Like serious.
Yeah,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
it's a lot.
Oh yeah,
of,
have you not seen her
Oh,
stuff?
Oh, oh my
It's
god.
some serious shit.
Ah.
I'm like crying a lot. I'm abused a lot.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of
seriously.
whipping and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, it's like after this, be like, oh, she seems fun and
Yeah.
quirky. We can use her for more fun and quirky things. If you get stuck in that stereotype again.
I could get stuck in that again, but you know what? Hey, a lot of the other roles that I've been getting are a lot of mothers as well.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Are you reaching that point of
Oh
your
yeah,
career?
for sure, definitely. I don't mind it though.
Okay.
I'm pretty okay with it because it kind of makes me feel like okay, so that means that you feel like I have the gravitas to do it, you know, because it does take a certain groundedness
Yeah.
to be, you know, that sort of
And they
being.
need to watch you with the phone and fully understand, yeah, this is a mother. Where's the selfie button? How do I flip the camera around?
I'll tell you what's hilarious. Yesterday, I had posted up a story, and because the boy who was playing my son in Singapore, he plays my 16-year-old son, and he took a couple of photos yesterday, and I reposted the story. That I know how to do. That I'm very good
Okay.
at
Congratulations.
reposting stories. And then someone messaged me and said, "Hey, boyfriend baru ke?" The boy playing my son.
See, you still pass off as a young person.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
There
go
you
both
go.
ways.
All right, thanks,
It's a
guys.
compliment.
Yes.
But yes, Mindy was a lot of fun. And I thought that by being Mindy, I could maybe learn a thing or two from her. I
And
could
did
figure
you?
out, yeah, I did. I mean, a lot more comfortable with like just holding the phone and just yapping about, right?
Okay.
Because yeah, most of the time you don't really know what to say because you care too much about how you're looking. But yeah, I feel like this time around, just hey, she doesn't care. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. They just want to see your face.
Yeah, that is the state of the internet.
And so we've gone with the characters. Like, so how about you run us through the other characters in the show and what their, I guess, motivations are. And if they
Motivations.
could be
Yes.
the
Tell
killer.
us, Mien.
And also how you
What?
landed this stellar cast. I mean,
Why don't we talk about your other half? Because you're part of a duo, right?
Okay, I'll start off with Brian, and then Mien can take on the rest.
Sure.
So, yes, that's right. Brian Chan. Brian plays my on-screen boyfriend, and he was actually the guy who got us into the whole YouTube scene. And then Mindy just like went hard on it lah, and that's when he decided, okay, I've created a monster. But the whole point of Ben and Mindy in the show is that they are influencers who are stuck in the resort whilst all of this murder is happening and lockdown is going on. So in order to make as much as possible from their trip, Mindy is trying to get as much juice as she can. She wants to find out whereas Brian just wants
Oh.
she is learning. She is learning where the tea is.
Spoilers!
spoilers.
Oh.
Spoiler.
I was wondering where you were going with the juice. Oh, no!
Damn it! Oh, that's a good thing. This is a good recording.
Mien, please tell us the rest of the characters.
That's right.
Anyway, so they have a bendy channel lah, so it's very cute. Yeah, you might actually find it. I think it's still there somewhere in the YouTube world. Bendy.
Wait, you guys actually put one up?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
to film the...
Oh my
Nice.
gosh, I gotta find this.
Oh, nice.
Please
yeah,
keep
I don't
talking.
think there's many things there. Just enough for them to shoot. So yeah, they're part of Bendy's duo. Very cute, and I don't think they're as innocent as Mindy says they are. So find out more. Yeah. The rest of the cast, of course, the one of the originals is the person who died. I think has to be very, very important, and he's also the writer, the novelist, the in a way the storyteller. So you will hear, even though he has died, you would hear his voice throughout the series, narrating the story behind, and as if he's writing this whole book out in the series from. So that was really cool, and we had Wan Hanafisu as Tuan Osman, the writer. That got killed, so that is not a spoiler. That was established very
that's
early on.
in the trailer.
Yeah, that's in the trailer. And of course, the heroine that we have is Amira, who is a newly appointed hotel manager, who actually really loves solving cases and not so much managing. So she's not the best manager, as you can see. So that's the funny part. And she has a sidekick, which is Afi.
Sorry,
Right.
Amira is played by who?
Amira is played by Sarah Ali, sorry, and then Afi is played by Hannah, and and so that's her sidekick. So there's two of them, which is practically running the hotel together with the chef Jit. So there's only 4 staff left. All the staff fled, right? I mean, who is not, if you're a sane person, you should leave and go home at that time, which is what most people did. So everybody left except these 4 staff. So that's Amira, the manager, Afi, the sidekick, and then we have Chef Jit, who is a tall, swift,
Played by Riz Ahmed.
yes,
And finally-
handsome guy that Dr. Sangeeta has, a thing for. And then we have Ali.
Ali.
Yeah, we have Ali, the security guard. So that's the 4 staff. And then we have the guest, which is K1 Hanafisu as Tuan Osman, Dr. Sangeeta as the doctor.
Played by Tanuja.
Tanuja, yes. And then we have Ben and Mindy. We have Bella Julia, played by Sharifa Amani and Tiara Anchan.
Who is Ali? Who plays Ali?
Amir
Amizan.
Amir Amizan plays Ali. And then that's it, right? For the guests.
For guests, yeah, but then you also have Dato.
Datuk Kanain, yes,
Yeah.
Datuk Kanain. Oh, you must
Datin
remember.
Saloma, yes.
He's the
Datuk and
owner
Datin,
of the
yeah.
hotel. Yes, Datuk and Datin, which are very, very crucial as well. Datuk and Datin Saloma. Datuk is played by Radhi Khalid, and Datin Saloma is played by Rosanna.
And then there are also some guest appearances by what's his name?
By Kai as the.
I mean, yeah,
That's what I wanted to see because I know he went all Hunter S. Thompson.
that
on this
wasn't the
thing.
cameo I was talking about. I was talking about the sergeant, but yes, I am-
Sergeant, yes,
But yeah,
Kevin J.
Gibbs, listen out for that. Watch it. Watch Kai go Hunter S. Thompson in Murder by Moonlight. Do you know which episode that is?
5 or 6
Yeah, keep a lookout.
around there.
Yeah,
Five
yeah.
or
Random guy in the
six.
background
Yeah,
with a
with Tony's
hat,
episode,
sunglasses, Hawaiian shirt.
Not in the back. It was quite
No,
front and center.
I got a close up.
Got lines some more.
Wow.
Yeah, almost had a fight with the chef. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, you
I
can't
just
do
gave him a look, and he's like, "Dude, don't do that anymore." Like, okay,
It's
okay.
called method acting.
I was inhabiting the character, man.
Yeah, we have Kevin J. Alright,
Yes.
as the sergeant,
Any other cameos?
and Fatima Abu Bakar.
Yes.
Fatima Abu Bakar and Kaha.
And has Kai's
not
Kai's
out
episode
yet,
come
coming
out.
out tonight.
So by the time this is online,
Oh yeah,
it'll
then
be
it'll
out.
be fine. Yeah.
And Bella's also there as well, right?
Oh yes, Datin
Yes.
Rafida.
First episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Bella Rahim's in there as well.
Yeah.
I think that's all the cameos.
Yeah.
Really?
I think
Shrifa
so.
Mani plays who?
The character
Bella.
named Bella.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Christina.
Christina, yes.
Depending on who you ask.
Yes.
Ah.
Depending on who you asked. Yes.
Ooh, hold up. Give me 1 second, because battery's dying.
Double check, triple check.
Are we good?
That's moving. That's moving. All moving. Fuck it lah. Keep moving.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving away from the cast for a bit of a second, like, we talked about your inspiration, like, before we got cut off with the previous recording. we talked about-
We know I fucked up. Keep going.
We talked about how, like, you were influenced by Agatha Christie and whatnot to do a murder mystery. So what other inspirations came about to this murder mystery?
What other inspiration?
Yeah.
Aside from Agatha Christie,
Yeah.
of course, the real life event that was unfolding, the whole COVID situation, and then we see how that has affected a lot of relationships, right? People who are stuck together for a long time, it either break them or got them closer, and you will see that unfold as well in all their relationships. You will see like a lot of the characters are actually paired up in certain ways, and how that affect their relationship ups and downs. And I hope that's also something we can all relate to, because being stuck together during that time.
Wasn't easy.
Because it was also, it's nice how the show is, people started making content about the pandemic during the pandemic, but it was very focused on the actual pandemic or the workers working against the pandemic.
Yes.
And so to me, like, one thing I like about the show is that how it's the people that have something else affecting to them within the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, the pandemic is there, but it's not like 8 episodes of people talking about how messed up the pandemic is.
It's
Yeah.
not the main topic
Right.
at hand.
Yeah.
It's the backdrop.
It's something that we are living with and is now translating onto screen. That is no longer something that we're afraid of.
Yeah.
It's a common thing now.
Like, it's a vehicle to just keep them on the island. Because, all these types of murder mysteries, you need something to... We're on a boat on the Nile. We can't get off. You can though, but okay, we'll just
We're
keep
on a
going.
train.
On a train. We can't get off. Well, you could stop the train, but okay.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, I did like that aspect of it, how it's set in the pandemic, but not about the
Yeah,
pandemic.
it's not about the pandemic.
know?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I would say 90% of this entire thing is set within the hotel, right? Or is it completely
I
set
would say
within
like
the hotel?
90. No. Yeah, 90s sounds about
90
right.
sounds. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you only go out in the jungle
Yep.
and the last shot.
Spoilers.
I didn't say what the shot is.
Well, it's the jungle and the beach lah. So technically, it's
The
just
beach
like
is still part of the hotel.
yeah. So it's surrounding the hotel lah. Like if
Yeah.
you look at from in terms of like the imaginary world, then it is supposed to be surrounding hotel. So the forest at the back and then the beaches around.
Okay.
So everything about the island. But if thinking about in terms of location, yeah, we did leave Port Dickson for some other places, but we are mostly based there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now-
Basically shooting at Lexus and 2 of the beaches that weren't at the hotel, right?
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Two. Correct.
Now that brings out a very good point. Like, it was, to me, I thought it was a very brave effort to shoot post-pandemic within a hotel. What were the challenges that you all faced filming post-pandemic
It
in
wasn't
a hotel?
post-pandemic.
Yeah,
okay, it was like-
Touring.
You were right in the
Yeah,
middle
in
of it.
between.
Yeah.
The pandemic ended when we rapped. Technically, it didn't.
Yeah.
hasn't ended, but you know,
Yeah, but
it's gone
lockdown.
endemic, Yeah.
ended
yes,
when we rapped.
post-lockdown, let's say that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of challenges.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, what with the COVID cases, like, that we have to be careful for, and then and we're all in such close proximity. I
Yeah.
think one thing is to be careful about the virus, and then second thing is also getting used to the whole, wow, I'm around people now, right? Because you've been on the lockdown, you've been in lockdown. Yeah, that was a little bit of a switch.
And in terms of, like, for both of you as directors, like, no, that was my phone.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot.
Headphones on us.
Ben Kenobi going, hello there. But both of you as directors, what's it like now filming? Because, I mean, things have obviously changed pre-pandemic to post-pandemic, and especially a big project like this. What's different now? What are the more challenging things you face as directors?
The SOP kept changing, right, during our time.
The SOP, the SOP kept changing, so it's always tricky to try and keep up with it. But more than anything, the first thing to try and get used to was just, in filmmaking, on productions, not even just as a director talking to actors, but just talking to everyone. We're used to seeing the mouth, to communicate
Yeah.
more than just the sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's true.
having that part covered, first is just try and get used to it. Just to try and get used to wearing a mask all day because we're on set all day. Then to try and get used to the fact that we have to communicate this way. And directing is all about communication. Like 100% about just telling people stuff. You do nothing else but just like, do that, what's that here, don't do that. And now a lot of your context goes missing. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that. What else? Like, I mean, there were certain things that we just couldn't do, right?
Yeah, what
On the shoot?
limitations did you have? Like, especially when you were doing pre-pro at that time, were there things that you went, hey, we can do this, and then went, oh, fuck, no, we can't because pandemic? Did you run
That's
into
the
any
thing,
kind of
because
roadblock at that point?
Stuff in pre-pro that they would say you couldn't do, then by the time we rolled, maybe we could do.
Ah.
Because, the SOPs kept changing. So, sometimes you think, oh, we can't get locations, then you can get locations, and da-da-da-da-da. It was a lot of reacting and playing by ear, I guess.
I think it's more headache for the producers and
Yeah.
people who are organizing the schedule. Yeah, and then when the hotel also have their own cases and had to close down, and then we have to postpone
Yeah.
our shoot for like 10 days.
Oh.
That was crazy. All the actors is like, oh my god, our schedule.
Because the fact of the matter is, like, directing, a lot of it is, troubleshooting, solving problems. And when it's pandemic, there are just some problems that is just like, no, there is no solution to this.
Yeah.
You just have to stop. So for everyone, it's like, but we can't, but what else can you do? So there's always that like, well, what else are you going to do?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Shoot B-roll with what?
One thing I failed to mention before we started this as well is that Murder by Moonlight actually has 4 directors,
Yeah.
which is Mien, Kai, Gavin Yap, and Tony Pietra.
Yep.
What was that process like, having 4 directors working on one series? Did you all had to come together to make sure everything is connected in one way? In terms of the visual style, did you all have to look at each other's and go, okay, we need to have at least one sort of style? Or was there a freedom of, oh, this is very much a Kai app, this is very much a Mien app?
There has to be one style because it was already like a concern from Astro to have 4 different directors. So they don't really have this kind of thing before. The most was so 2, right? So for 4, they were quite worried. Then we were like assure them, no, there will be one consistent style. So then I had all my ideas and then I shared the deck together with all the other directors. And then they of course contributed their ideas as well. What works, what may not work so well.
Okay.
And then so we keep to that. Basically, that was our Bible, and we keep within that range. We can play within that range in a way, but you will still see the quirks that each of the
director
director would
has, yeah.
bring. Yeah, if you know them though, so
Yeah.
you kind of need to follow their work to know what is their thing.
This is Tony's very neon.
A bit more than others. A bit more than others.
Of course.
I don't know if there's anything in mind that screams me though.
You had your Raimi shots.
Huh?
You had your Raimi shots, right?
A few.
There you go.
No, they're not that noticeable.
Is there a
Because
lot-
there is, because at the end of the day we also have one DP.
Yeah,
So you have a gatekeeper for the visuals as well.
yeah.
That's
you know?
true.
He'll say like, oh, this is too much. This is not
Yeah.
consistent. We've never done this before.
And there's like literally one eye to filter.
Yes,
4.
all these ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, like if we also had 4 DPs, then I think that would be a headache.
Oh my.
Oh,
then the
oh.
editor will cry.
Yes.
I think that would be crazy.
And actors will also cry.
Yeah.
Now coming back to the hotel. Now you all were filming very close together in this hotel. You all stayed in the hotel together. What was that experience like? Did you all get along together as a family? Because I saw a lot of Instagrams. Everyone was like happy, happy, joy, joy. I'm like, what's that experience like?
Yeah, it was happy. I mean, wait, what was the question again? Yeah, sorry.
What was it like shooting in a hotel
Oh,
for 3 months
okay.
with everyone all living together?
Yeah.
I think I liked it because there was only one thing to focus on. You know that you're there and you know that's work. That's the working space. Okay, I come back and I rest, but it's still in a work base. And what I enjoyed about it is, not having to travel so freaking far away. Wake up extra early just to get on set.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, though, I will say about the bonding, at the very least for the actors, we didn't really get to do that much of it because they were blocks, right? Whenever some of us were free, they were
okay.
shooting. And then on top of it all, like at night, we're all really tired.
Yeah.
We're just really tired. We just want to go to sleep.
And of course, because the pandemic, it's not like, hey, we only have a half day today. Let's go play volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, we
No.
can't.
Yeah.
All go back to your rooms. Just stay there.
Yes. Yes.
I've watched the entire catalog of Vision 4.
Yeah, I know. We know. Whoever's been listening to the podcast during that period knows all the Vision 4 stories.
Hey, but what was it like for an actor to work with 4 different directors?
Yeah,
Now
actually,
that
that's a good
everything's
question.
finished.
It was, well, I mean, I think that if you saw the episodes as like because like you mentioned earlier with the styles, right? And you can tell their style from which episodes they pick as well. And because of that, I think there's always an excitement that comes from, okay, well, how are we going to do this today? What is the vision today? I know that I joked about during the press conference that it was like a crazy roller coaster, but quite frankly, it was, at the very least for me, I felt like it was quite cool. Yeah, it was nice because you can talk to each of the directors, even with the other directors' works, and it just seems very transparent to me. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just having to get into that mode where you switch language, just like how the directors have to switch languages when they speak to each actor, right? Everybody has their own flavor, and, ways of receiving
Please,
direction. Why are you
explain
guys
more.
laughing? Oh my gosh! Yeah,
What-
no, I'm
yeah,
cool.
please
Is
explain more on
Hello,
this.
guilty-looking faces.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we've got
Apa
some
dia?
tea here.
On
Spill.
these different
Cek-
languages.
Ya,
Apa ni?
bahasa Melayu ke?
Oh, boleh. Boleh. Nak kita pasal apa?
Kai, bahasa Melayu you macam mana?
Hey, I spoke to some of them Bahasa Melayu. There's still a little bit of rumpit inside. Not much, but enough to communicate.
Oh my gosh, you know what? Speaking of rampage, right? Rosanna one day looked at me, right? Because I was just like saying something, blah, 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 whatever it was. And then she looks at me and she goes, you ni sebenarnya rempit kan?
Memang kau rumpit. Kau memang mina rumpit.
It happens to be Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It's like the two Malay boys directors that are the one who don't speak as much Malay as the two Chinese ones.
Good job. Good job.
It's very interesting. It was confusing, I think, mostly for the crew. And the largely Malay crew was like, how come the two
'Cause
Malay
it would-
directors
yeah.
will speak the most English accent some more?
Tony can kind of get away with
I mean,
it.
Tony's a more of a mix.
Yeah, but
So-
you.
He's worse than him.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys are giving me shit. Apa en bien, apa en bien, ame en bien. Depends on who I'm talking to. You know, like when I'm talking to Sarah, like we're more comfortable talking English.
Yeah.
When I'm talking with Ame or Riz, like Riz, it depends on the scene, and the mood. Ame mostly speak Malay. You know, it just depends on who, and like even the accent changes depending on who.
Like you don't pay kan?
You know,
Kan, Abe?
if me and Gavin on the set at the same time, it's coming out American as fuck.
Yep.
You know, whenever I'm talking to one Hanafisu, for some reason, I go back to the old British way.
Why?
It's a thing.
It's just the
It's
way
a
he's
need to
dressed.
remind him of colonialism.
It just comes out. You know, we're ready for you, sir. You know.
Yeah, but was it so? It was not like confusing for you to have like how the directors communicate with you and
I would say again because of my role, it didn't necessarily bring about that. Yeah, but I can only vouch for myself, lah. Yeah.
One thing I do want to point out that I don't think a lot of people have been pointing out is that before this, you actually had rehearsals and some training with Bella, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We had like the ensemble workshop. That was fantastic. I loved it. I absolutely loved it because like that's the thing. We come from theater and like we do a lot of these sort of workshops, right? Obviously, and we know the importance of getting along well with your fellow actors. And I thought that was fantastic because nobody really knew each other. Like out of the how many of us? 12 of us. Out of the 12 of us, maybe like each of us knew maybe one or two people who were in it. So it was a great icebreaker, and it made us feel safe with each other. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
so you would definitely suggest for all the productions to try it out.
Definitely.
Because if
Yes.
your team gets along and knows each other, then that helps translate into screen and also helps
Yes.
work with each other better.
Yes.
Speaking of theater, I think we should point out as well. So the first time I met you
Yes.
Here we go.
was in a play
Oh my god.
where he was one of the directors.
Yeah, Jambalaya.
Yes, that's right,
That was the
Jambalaya.
first production,
Oh
the
my
first-
gosh, that was our first play, like your
Yeah.
debut and my debut.
Yeah.
Because only after that we did platform.
That's right.
Right?
With Gavin.
Yes, with Gavin.
With Gavin.
But before that, yes, sir. Your production meant I met this crazy woman.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You acted.
Yes,
Yeah.
he acted.
Because it was
I
that.
pulled him aside. I was like, I wanted him to act.
Because it was also that period where I was like, I was burnt out by the TV industry. You know, at that time I was writing a lot, and I just hated how after writing in TV for so long, you just self-censor because, you know, one day I'm writing for RTM, one day I'm writing for TV3, one day I'm writing for Astro. After a while, the notes of like this is too intelligent keep coming in.
Oh damn.
Or you
Yep.
can't say that on television, you know, or you can't make a joke about this celebrity. Like, okay, so I guess we're vanilla as fuck. You
Not
know,
the good
and
kind too either.
So around that period, it was when, you asked me to come
Yeah.
to theater, and then I started doing more theater, and because I was just like, I gotta get out. I gotta do something different.
I
Yes.
don't even know if I know you auditioned, but I don't.
For Jambalaya?
Yeah, did you audition or did I just rope
Yes.
you in? You did.
No, yes. You asked me to audition, and then I did Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coffee for closer speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still remember that?
Bits. Like, it was tough because I was so used to the Al Pacino performance. So the only way for me to make it my own was to make him British. Because then I wouldn't think about the damn American accent and then start doing an Al Pacino accent.
Should have made him Melayu.
Doesn't work. The swear words they use, it wouldn't be there. You stupid fucking cunt. Who the fuck tell you how to do your job? You know,
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
That accent
Yeah.
was more Chinese.
Chinese boleh.
The first line we would have hired you on the spot. Like, fuck it.
Who the fuck taught you your trade? You know?
But yeah, I directed both of you. And now
Yes.
one's a
We
big
did have
time.
a piece together, right?
Yeah, the grandmother's funeral.
Yeah, the funeral one. The one where,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm on. Okay.
Yeah, fucker. Everyone was standing there going,
Yeah, I came in like a few pages too early.
Oh.
yeah. Everyone was just standing at him, looking at him, and he's literally going, what?
Hey man, someone's dead, right?
Didn't we have like one of those last show? What is it called? Trickery? What is it?
Yeah.
Last show.
Yeah.
Last show pranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we have someone's photo in the casket? In the
Yeah.
last show? Yeah. Whose photo was it? I can't remember now.
Did I put your photo?
Was
It
it?
was your photo.
It was my photo,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
I stuffed your photo in the fridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The scene where you're supposed to look at your dead grandmother and then like mix
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now one's a big time director, one's a big time actress, and one's just a podcaster.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, but you do such good introductions.
Yeah, which they'll never get to hear. Because it wasn't recording! I get to do the next one with Kevin.
It's not like I ain't got nothing else to fucking do. I've been out dealing with cameras all day. Makeup test, rushing through here in the rain. So I'm
Hey,
sorry
you
if I
forgiven?
didn't press record.
You're forgiven.
I know it's my only job.
It's fine, it's fine.
damn.
Well, how done. But yeah, I mean, like,
Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
now like, I've totally gone off track to what I wanted to think about. I
This is what we
I'm
do.
like, huh? Any funny stories to tell of this?
I actually do have one question about the writing process. And so you got Hani Ahmad in a writer's room. So she was leading the writer's room
Yeah.
together with Modi was in the writer's room. right?
Modi,
Yeah?
Hadi, and Kita.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, the writing, because, yeah, I'll tell you straight up, like, as much as I love writing, I would never attempt a murder mystery. Because to me, it's just like, this is math.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm writing because I don't want to deal with math. But it's very math. Correct me if I'm wrong.
There were the math parts, which I think was like up on the whiteboard where, where the clues have to go, because we have to insert them everywhere. And then so that when it's revealed, it's not convenient, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of was already there, but you didn't pay attention to it, or it was misleading or whatever. So that was the part, but there was still a lot of part that has to do with the characters and the story itself and the relationship that Amira has with everybody. And the relationship that everybody has with each other, and how the chaos unfolds itself. So I think there's still a large part of it that is narrative, fiction, fun, and then there is that.
But I mean, yeah, the
That
fact
math
that
part.
because it's a series, like, you kind of have to pace yourself really specifically. Because you give away too much.
Yeah.
And then by episode 4, it's like, I know who did it.
Yeah.
And people just waiting to see if they're right.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, how was that process? I'm just trying to figure out how to make sure that you give enough to get the story going, but not enough that you can just watch like 3-4 episodes and piece together who it could be.
What we hope to achieve is after every episode, you'll be suspicious of somebody. Right, so maybe in episode 1, one character is a bit more suspicious. Episode 2, another character becomes more suspicious. Episode 3, another character becomes more suspicious. So you will have a chance to be suspicious of everyone. And I think Hani did a really great job with that. An overview to keep the consistency, because it's not just the directors, but the writers also need to have similar style so that it translates to the shooting later on and translate to the characters' development as well. So Hani had to she had to take everybody's writing back and then kind of like piece it all together and make it flow and
So
stuff.
she was basically the main one.
Yes,
Main head
she's
writer.
the
Main
yeah
writer.
yeah.
Actually, that brings up another question. Like, I know a lot of murder mysteries do this. Did you guys do this? Of like, we've shot 3 different endings, and nobody knows who the actual murderer is.
We didn't have enough time to shoot the real ending.
I know. Kai got COVID when we have to shoot the ending.
I had planned that scene for 4 fucking months.
Oh my god.
I've gone through every single thing. I just kept changing it. It was, you get this location, and I got this, and da da da. I was like, okay, I know what to do. We can pull it off. Why do I have a fever?
Because yours are the last 2 eps, right?
Yes.
So you filmed that finale, the big reveal of.
I managed to get, like, episode 7, I pretty much filmed all of it, right?
Yeah.
Episode 8, the finale, yeah. That's when having 4 directors comes in handy.
Yes.
Because, yeah, unfortunately, we all had to pick up each other's slack for whenever stuff like that happened.
Yeah.
And I will say, if I can add on, if I may,
Just don't
that
spoil.
did very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought that there was very supportive group of the directors. Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
like, I'm amazed we managed to get the finale that we were supposed to shoot on camera. Let alone shoot. I think if we told the crew, like, okay, now we're going to shoot the fake one, they were like, no!
Yeah,
Yes.
we really pushed it to the last minute. We were allowed like technically 43 days, but 2 days contingency, so 45 lah. We finished 44 ngam on the dot of 31st of March.
Yeah.
And 1st of April we all had to tapao and leave.
Okay.
So there was like
But if you had the time,
Because you
would
got to
have done
remember,
it?
it's also a running hotel.
yes.
Oh yeah, it was a functioning
It's
hotel.
a
at the
functioning
time.
hotel, yeah.
So when you were filming, there were guests and
Yes.
stuff still there.
Yeah,
They just-
and another difficult thing with logistic is that every weekend we have to check out.
Yeah.
Because
Because
it's
weekends
peak.
peak.
Ah.
There's no way they could.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
so what was that like? Like
Towards the end, they kind of just gave us the rooms, no? Did they? No?
that was during the weekdays, I think.
It's weekdays. We never got the rooms on weekends, if you remember.
so on the
There
weekends.
was a point where they also did tell us, like, okay,
oh no,
you
those
can
were
keep
like if like I think that there was some weeks where it's like okay,
It's a bit
it's
quiet.
gonna go over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fine,
Quiet.
okay. No, that was the week when like these chalets are under construction anyway.
That's right, the noise. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
But
That's
regardless,
true.
we still managed to shoot in a lovely hotel, so it
Yes.
works out.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
so that
yeah.
means every weekend y'all had to come back
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So,
So
what was
weekends were your down days.
so what was that like? Having to go back and forth.
Depends
every
on
week?
who you are on the list from first to last on being returned.
That's right. Because we all get picked up on the van.
Yeah.
If you're the first.
yeah. I
So depending on the
remember.
route, you're like, so it's 7 other people before me.
Sleep.
I think I'll go to sleep.
Yes.
Luckily, it's PD and not like Kuantan or
Yeah,
like
man.
Vera
Yeah.
or something.
And like when I shot for James, I shot in Ipoh, and that was I would go one day, then I had to come back for a photo shoot. Yeah, for Patali.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to come back for stuff. I was still doing stuff here, so I had to go to Ipoh one day, be back here, and then literally that same night go back to Ipoh again.
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
that was
tiring.
torture.
That doesn't
Yeah,
sound like fun at all.
like they gave us a hotel, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah.
You can't enjoy it because you have to go.
and also they gave me the hotel for 3 days, but I was only shooting for one of the days. So I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do on these other 2 days?
Have chicken rice.
No, it wasn't even in Ipoh. It was like an hour's drive outside of Ipoh town.
Kampong chicken rice.
There was nothing in that kampong. There was nothing.
You did not search properly.
I think that's why some of the actors decided to just drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they could have the freedom to like just go back during their off
Yeah, I mean it's
days and-
PD. It's
travel
an hour,
around.
right?
It's an hour and a bit, so it's manageable. Yeah.
But this hotel seems like it's getting a lot of popularity these days.
how do you mean?
Like I'm seeing it everywhere on TikTok now. I don't know why.
The hotel?
The hotel.
Oh, really?
Like, oh look, we're in this hotel. I'm like, this looks suspiciously familiar. I've seen this in Kai's background. Is this the same room?
Yeah.
But
I wonder
yeah.
if it has anything to do with Murder by Moonlight.
But
yeah,
they're giving away competition prize. So if you
Yes.
want to go get a free stay, you can.
Yeah.
Like you have to guess who the murderer is, right?
No. It's not guessing who. Every episode, they will ask you a very simple question about something that happened in the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yes. If you watch it, it's actually very easy to answer. So you
It's stuff
will
like,
just-
what's the name of Amira?
Oh wow, that kind of questions.
Are you serious?
No.
But to be fair,
No one
like-
would do that competition.
What did she find in
Yeah.
the desk, for
I see.
example? Which is
no,
quite
but
obvious.
to be fair, there are competitions like that.
Yeah.
Like giving, like say, Here's a free 12-piece chicken bucket. All you have to do is answer this question: how many pieces are there in the bucket?
Yeah.
I mean, there are those kinds of questions where
that's
like
too easy.
it's right there.
No, this one is a little bit harder. But you have 3 prize: grand prize and first prize and second prize, I think.
And it's a 2-day, 1-night stay at the hotel.
3 days, 2 nights for 2 people.
Ah, there you go. So if you want,
Fancy.
you can win yourself a prize, win yourself a stay. You have your own private pool in each chalet, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you know, like I've tried 2 of the different types of rooms, and we've shot in the 3rd and 4th. Like, and yeah, look, they're all good.
Yeah.
Even the cheapest room is good.
Yeah.
And what's the
For
name
real.
of
The best is the other ones above 500.
Room 500 onwards.
Room 500 onwards.
That's the fancy one. That's the ones where they have the coffee machines where they trust you won't take it away.
What's the name of the hotel again?
Lexus.
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus. Yes. Yeah,
Not-
because there's 2 Lexuses in PD, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
the
is it?
Grand,
Yeah, yeah.
Grand Lexus is the older one. Lexus
Oh.
Hibiscus is the newer one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lexus Hibiscus is the one with the chalet shaped like a hibiscus.
And it's relatively affordable for your own private pool and chalet, right?
For what you get, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's comfortable,
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of like people were there actually when we
Yeah,
were shooting.
so many
Families,
people.
a lot of
Yeah.
young families because private pool and you don't want
yeah,
to mix
yeah.
with other kids.
Oh my gosh,
right?
I have to tell you this. There was this one time, Brian and I were waiting for the van to come pick us up to get to the location where the beach is, which is like 2 minutes away. And I was sitting there waiting for the van, and Brian was doing something, walking over or something like that. And I was just like, people watching because it was Friday and people coming in. And there was this couple, and I was just observing them. This one girl and one guy walking to the car. And then when they came back, I think they just checked in or something. But when they came back, this girl was carrying, no, the guy was carrying a box, like a big cardboard box, and she was carrying this ring light and like props. And I'm like, real life Ben and Mindy. Oh my gosh, real life Ben and Mindy. I'm serious, the box was overfilled with flowers and like teddy bears and candles, and I'm just like,
You'd be surprised. So, okay, for those who don't know, ladies and gentlemen, of people who have listened to this podcast, followed this podcast, I finally fucking quit my job. I'm no longer working at the bar anymore.
That's why we're recording at night. We're recording at night. He's free at night.
I'm free. So yeah, I used to work in a bar.
yeah.
And the amount of influencers that would turn up. There was one influencer, I kid you not, came with their own glasses and asked me to mix and put it in their glass. Because look fancy, ma.
Yes.
And then bring ring light. There was one that brought a tripod ring light, sat
Nice.
outside. I'm like,
Oh my god.
this influencer life is insane.
It is great. No, you really need a thick face.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you really do.
You do.
It actually reminded me of one of the days of the shoot. We were shooting in the lobby,
Yeah.
and there were like, the lobby scene usually have the more extras and the guest one. And there was this guy who is not part of the team on the extras. He just saw like the door was open, just walked in with his camera on, like, la, 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 la. And then I think one of the PM had to go like, excuse me, it's not for you to shoot. You know? Oh, no, it's in the hotel. No. Oh, he was not happy.
Yeah.
But he didn't turn off though. He just came. I was like, holy shit. Is he
Look at how the people here are treating me. Discrimination is because I'm white.
I'm gonna go viral. Gotta get them views.
I was like, wow. It just walked like that one.
But yeah, actually that also brings a good point. Like, people who are watching the show now, do you think there'll be a group of them that would actually go to the hotel and be like, oh, this is where the murder happened? Lexus Hibiscus should start Murder by
mean-
Moonlight tours.
On the one hand, I reckon maybe. On the other hand, though, like, I think, because one concern that I think even Lexus had was because it had been used for other shows. And Astro's like, it's just going to look like these other shows. So I think, like, the Arpam team really worked their ass off to try and make Lexus look like, not just like a different hotel, but like an island hotel. Because there is a big difference
Yes.
between a mainland hotel and an island hotel. There just is. So I thought like they got that vibe well. We messed with the geography enough that it feels more like an island as opposed to,
Yeah.
Was there a lot of dressing up of the
Oh,
hotel?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
didn't really use it much as is. There was a lot of changes that you had to do. Is it?
Yes, definitely dress up everything. Bunny and his team really brought especially a lot of plants towards the end. All
Yeah.
died.
Plants, furniture.
Wow.
Oh yeah, plants really
Yeah,
help to make it
towards-
very islandy.
You're right, towards the end they were dying. Oh my god, the
Oh
poor
my
thing.
God, poor thing.
And all of the art folk, they were like
Trying to save it.
cutting up like
Oh, no.
pieces from the ones that look healthy and like Frankensteining
Oh my
it
God.
with, like other
Sticking it up
healthier
with sellotape so
Oh
that
my
it stands
God.
out a bit better.
Because in reality, you would not put plants there.
yeah.
Okay.
You're right by the ocean. That's seawater.
Yeah.
You know, you just wouldn't.
And also, actually, Lexus Hibiscus thrived a lot during the pandemic because it's a smart move. I don't know whether they built this pre-pandemic or whatnot, but whoever came up with the idea of individual pools
Yeah.
in your chalet, especially now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
holy shit, that's a gold mine.
Because
Yeah.
the public pool still wasn't open when we left.
Nope.
Yeah.
And even if public pools were open, there's still, of course, that fear of
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go with other
Yeah.
people.
Especially with children, right?
Yes.
Parents are a bit more
you didn't even
protective.
really see people in the ocean at the beach. At
No.
the most, like
A little bit.
little kids would like play
Yeah.
their feet a bit, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Like,
fair,
just towards the end, maybe there was some people
Banana boats.
banana boating, but yeah, the first 2 months, nothing.
to be fair, I wouldn't want to be in those waters anyway.
There you go.
It's not because
Yeah.
of COVID. It's just I don't want to be in those waters.
But you're right, we managed to pull it up because for a lot of my friends who have never stayed in a hotel, they actually could believe that it was island. They're like, oh, you shot on an island.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
no. I was like, okay, cool. But the people who stayed there can recognize
They can
it.
recognize it.
Yeah.
There's certain things with the architecture which you just can tell.
Yeah.
But if you've never stayed there, like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you know.
So guys, if you want to go to the set of Murder by Moonlight, you know where to go now.
They should do a tour like Universal Studios.
Yeah, exactly.
Same type of little trolley thing. And over there, that's where Tuan Osman died, and room so and so.
Legit, that's an opportunity right there.
That alley is where Mindy was standing crying all night long.
Hey Astro, if you're actually watching and listening to this, trademark. We came up with an idea. It's ours, bitch.
And then
What a cut!
Lexus is thinking, hey, it's my hotel. Hello.
Yeah, we'll take 50-50.
Yeah.
It's a cut deal.
As long as we wet our beak a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
So yeah, I think that mostly covers most of the in-depth stuff about Murder by Moonlight. So now that we got that out of the way, now we can chill a bit more.
Okay. I want to ask you, Mien,
Ah,
actually.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
what is the most, which character was the most fun for you guys to write?
All the characters were really fun in their own way. So we had a lot of fun. We were like, oh, what happened if this person do this person do that, this person do that, and yeah, it was all quite crazy stuff. I don't know. I don't think I can pick one actually. Yeah,
She
I think
wants you to
I've.
say Mindy.
That's exactly it. That was the whole point. I mean, like, that was so difficult for
I didn't have Mindy much in my episodes, but by God. This woman.
Steals
You
the
wish
show.
you did. Come
Yeah.
No,
on.
I love working with you.
I think Bendy's episode is actually episode 4, which is
Yeah.
coming out tonight.
Yeah. 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
It also shows Mindy at the most extreme end as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think everybody has gone their own crazy end, and that's really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to ask you this or whether to ask the writers this, but were there any real life influences in terms of characters? Like, were there any, or maybe
Real people.
movie characters that you were like, ooh, I want to take a bit of this and put it into this character? Were there any influences like that?
I found a few in terms of rehearsal, so that for the cast to look at references and stuff. But during writing, we did talk about some like influences that we kind of know that happens, just to keep it a bit more realistic. But not specifically, oh, this person has to be exactly like this. Yeah, so a bit more range for the actors to play, and the actors also can come back and say, oh, actually, you know, I think this person is a bit more like that and like that. So the rehearsal itself was really good and it was really fun, and they brought their own as well.
And for Amanda, you're an influencer. Did you research any influences?
I think you told me you didn't have to because your sister is one.
I mean, my sister is a mini influencer, yes, but so I've started doing this thing where, because I don't have TikTok, but I have YouTube, and YouTube Shorts is practically TikTok. So that's just how that happens. And there've been a couple of couple Instagram, no, I can't call them Instagrammers, TikTokers, influencers. Yeah, so there were bits and pieces here and there, definitely.
Do you feel like it's encouraged you to start an influence industry?
No. I mean,
Come on, don't you want to interject everything you talk about? And by the way, this is brought to you by Studio Headphones.
Yes. Studio.
which they sent to me for free. You know.
Oh, of course they did.
Like, right.
They sent
Yeah.
it to everyone.
No, seriously, they didn't. I mean,
No, because that is a running joke, especially within the podcasting
Oh,
community.
yeah.
no, I actually saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone had a
Everyone
studio
has it.
headphones at some
Studio
point.
is the Squarespace for Malaysian podcasts.
No, now it's NordVPN. NordVPN is everywhere now.
Malaysian podcasts?
No, but
Oh no,
YouTube.
yeah, on YouTube, yeah,
Yeah.
NordVPN. But yeah, for the longest time, like this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace, yes, or Audible.com.
Yes, that's the other one.
Audible.com.
Did you guys get any of those?
Yeah,
We
twice.
didn't. Wait, we did not get Audible.
No, not Audible, but Studio.
Yeah, we got Studio
Yeah,
twice.
but not Audible,
Yeah,
because Studio will take anyone. But
Audible looked at us and went, "We have
your headphones are
standards."
really good. I still use your headphones; they're really good. Thanks." If you want to go studio.my,
oh
.com,
shut up!
.my,
They're not paying us anymore.
anymore.
anymore. They didn't even pay us in the first place. They just gave us a bunch of headphones.
Exactly, it's payment.
I don't know.
Who was your favorite character, Kai?
Ah,
Okay, I think that, well, first off, like I love Sarah Ali's performance, but although also on my episodes though, I get her when she's, let's see, how do I say this without being too spoilery?
Polished.
Not polished, but where the stakes are really real, you know? Because I do like how there does feel like there's that playing a detective and realizing, no, I have to be a detective. There's a certain point where it's like, as fun as this was in my head, someone's dead. And one of us could be dead next, you know? So like I liked working with Sarah on that character a lot because for those episodes, because it is kind of like the more when shit gets real kind of moments. And because yeah, on my episodes, the people that like episode 7, it concentrates a lot on Riz's character Jit, you know? So again, with that stuff, like working with Riz on his key moments in that, it's so hard to talk about this one without spoiling it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was fun because I didn't get like Gavin got to play with Amir more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I didn't even get to do
Amir's
my Amir
character
gag.
is so fun. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but Amir brought it to life.
Right?
Like he did such a good job.
He did.
I thought.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, like by the time I was playing with you guys as well, like it was at the tail end of your arc in
Yeah.
7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like yeah, the ones that I really got to work with and do, you know, and really like bite my teeth into was Sarah and Riz. I want to say someone else as well, but I'm like, is that a spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
The praise for that performance will be given
After.
later
after
on.
episode 8.
It was me, guys. It was me.
The question I want to ask you, Kai,
Ah,
because I know whoever listens to our podcast knows that whenever you work on your own stuff, you write, you direct, you
Yeah.
edit all your own shit.
yeah.
What was it like now stepping away from editing and writing and just purely focus on directing a show? And that's
It's
it.
fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, because at a certain point in my career, that's what I was doing. You know, so, and yeah, this is like the first time in over 10 years where I got to just direct. You know, where I'm hired as a director and just get to direct. More than 10 years, I think like 12. You know what I mean? And it was a nice change of pace because because it's not just like my job as director is not like her job as director because she's director and showrunner,
Yes.
you know? So even if Mien didn't write the episodes, like the writing process is a big part of what you were doing. You know, like I didn't have to get involved in anything apart from what I was actually directing. So that was quite like, not to say a break, it's still difficult.
Yeah.
You know, but it was nice to be able to just like, I only have to focus on this one thing and I don't have to like think about anything from writing a new page to figuring out where to get our roti canai. You know what I mean? Like that was nice. It's like, oh, I get to,
And speaking of showrunners, like, I realize I haven't asked this question yet, but how did you choose your directors? Was that your choice or was that Michael's choice? Or?
Michael's choice. So you can see Michael liked to do anthology thing with like Chua, I think, with Kai as well. And so he thought like it would be a good idea to have 4 directors, and especially since I'm still quite new in this industry compared to the boys. The boys all have a bit more experience.
Okay.
They all have done their own series and films and stuff. So yeah, and I'm quite happy that Kai and Tony are on board because I work with them quite closely. Gavin was a new one, but it was really fun to learn from him as well. And Kai did more than just his show lah. He's being humble here. Kai has really supported me even from the beginning when I was like, oh, I want to try this crazy thing. Does it work? And then I will come here to the set and we'll play like with figurines and then we'll pretend like the phone is a camera. Okay, how about it go this way and this way? Yeah. Kai has been very supportive of my career since I was like a baby filmmaker, and like he was like, "Don't worry, you can figure it out." Because I don't really know technical jargon so much. I'm really like a story director, and I will focus on the story, and so I really have to depend on Kai on like, okay, will that work in terms of like camera, because sometimes you can shoot things on a close up, but then you want to change the focus to that, you need a different kind of lens, so you can't just like, oh, I want to change focus on her and then the other person far away, cannot do things like that. So I've learned all these things from Kai. Yeah, and then I learned about working with actors from Gavin, because Gavin is an actor himself. So the way he worked with actors is quite funny because he would like play a lot with them and just be silly. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's quite funny. So he's like jumping around as well with that, especially during rehearsals. I'm like, oh, that's quite funny. And it helps the actors to relax and not be so like edgy and stuff. And so I've learned a lot of this kind of tricks. I was like, yeah, just play. It's okay. Don't worry. And then from Tony, I think Tony has a very editor kind of lens to things, like how things are being framed. So it's very interesting to see him at the monitor and like how he framed things. So it was really good to learn from different people. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. And like I said at some point, like, Gavin, oh my God, I got last minute shoot. I have to go off. Can you guys cover for me? Yeah. Okay. You took that one. And then so like we have a little bit of like
cross-pollination.
Yes.
And it's a good support system as well.
Because I mean,
It is.
Yeah.
and the schedule keeps getting messed with because of COVID. You can't help it.
Yeah.
So like Gavin had to leave at a certain point. So, I had to cover one of his scenes. For example, things like that. When I got COVID, you were covering my scenes.
I think it takes a lot of level of trust in order to do that within the directors. And like that actually answered the next question I was going to ask you, like, what did you learn from everyone else? Like, as the 4 directors, I'm sure you've learned from each other, you've seen things from each other and picked up things from each other that you would possibly use in the future, right? What did you learn, Kai? I'd like to hear that.
What did I learn?
Oh no.
I can't say it. No, because like, okay.
Spoiler.
No. I mean, look, it's our podcast, so I'm always real. So fuck it.
Yeah.
No, but because to me, I was very proud of Mien because I know what that journey is to try and get a story on a TV channel. And a long time ago, I had already decided, yep, this is bullshit. I'm not going to go through this anymore. Because that's just me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the type of stories that I write, like they got to a point where it's like, okay, no, I don't want to go through this whole thing. Because like people don't seem to get, like, they think like I'm just an indie director and I just want to direct my own stuff. No, I have absolutely no problem directing someone else's script. None whatsoever. Hire me! But give me a fucking job! So those jobs don't come few and far between because I'm also not out there going like, hey, bro, got job, bro. Like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
And I know what kind of uphill battle it was to try and get, not even just this show, any show on a station and retain some sense of the identity and the thumbprint that you put on it.
Yeah.
So like, I'm very proud of you, man, for being able to just stick through all that because I don't have that patience, But that's just me. I'm just a guy like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I'll just go off.
Yeah.
Only 10 people are going to watch it.
Fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, only 10 people will watch it. Yeah, but those 10 people are cool, so fuck you. So yeah, I mean, that's just me, And still, at the end of the day, I have no problem directing other people's scripts. Hire me!
Yeah, we'll put a crowdfunding campaign on our website. Hire Kai. You can do amazing work. You can find all this work at kinedia.com. But yeah, okay. To slowly wrap this up, like now that the season is midway through, is there any possibility?
Actually, before we go that,
Yes.
I'm kind of curious because I haven't been able to figure out. I'm not even sure where to check it, but how's the response been?
This one really have to ask the Astro people. So we haven't really got much from them as well. I think everyone's been
okay.
really busy. But we only heard. I don't know if we're supposed to say this though.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Just in case, I might forget to cut that out.
But yeah, come it to a close. Now that we're midway through the season, it's going to end in about 4 weeks. Has there been any talk about maybe doing another one or a continuation of the story or maybe a different story? A la Knives Out 1 and 2 or like
The sequel, Death by Daylight.
yes.
Murder by Moonlight.
Is there any thought of
You know,
That's a good one.
and part 3, and then part 3, Autopsy in the Afternoon.
fuck's sake?
The title works.
Yeah,
Title
exoskeletons in the evening. Bodies at brunch.
Wow, you got a whole list.
Works. Oh my god,
of
that was
it.
fast.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great.
There you go,
You've
guys.
got 5 stories ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in all
Honey,
seriousness,
honey.
is there a thought
40
of
dead at
doing-
4:30 p.m.
Hey, get to my fucking question.
For every
But is
hour.
there any thought of doing another one, or are you just like, for now, let's just take a chill pill?
I think let's take a chill pill. Like what Kai said, it does take a lot to do that. And actually, we just this came from Ash. Still not done with episode 8 sound design, and online is not done yet. So it's still not quite done yet. And it would be nice to actually take a little bit of a break. It's still like, even if it's not like on set, like the head space is still being contained by what kind of music and whether it works. I mean, the team is great. I love every member of the team, from the actors to the crew. It has been a really lovely shoot. Everybody has brought a lot of things to the table and worked very well together. I'm quite glad lah. Seriously, even the post is going really well. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Let's see when it all finish, and hopefully, I think there's a lot of people who wants to binge it one shot because they they don't like the suspense of like, I want to know what's coming out next. I think
It's just
so.
this, whole instant gratification.
Yeah. So after September 19, you can binge it all one shot on Astro Go, and then we'll see from there.
Awesome. So yeah,
Cool.
Murder by Moonlight currently showing on Astro Citra and Astro Go every Monday at 9 p.m.
Yep.
Got that all right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
Hashtag Murder by Moonlight.
Yes.
Not Hotel Chaya Moonlight anymore.
Nope.
No.
Hashtag Murder by Moonlight. Go tag them at Astro Shaw. Go follow Iron Hill Media as well. That's Michael Chen's production company. Michael
And
Chen
in
is
2
the
weeks, it'll be
producer.
my apps.
Yes, and in 2 weeks, Kai's apps will be on, so make sure you catch that. And also, it's the finale, so you all find out who died.
Yeah.
Who the killer is. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, thank you so much, Mien and Amanda, for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for having
we
us.
we hope this has been a pleasant, interesting interview.
Sorry for all the technical difficulties.
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
And as always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and
Doo-doo-doo,
TikTok
doo-doo-doo,
at Geeks in Malaysia. You can find us www.geeksinmalaysia.com. You can head to youtube.com/geeksinmalaysia. And if you'd like to give us some donation, a cup of coffee will always be nice. Head to ko-fi.com/geeksinmalaysia. And you can always email us at geeksinmalaysia@gmail.com.
We should just record that once and then
That was
fucking
a
play
mouthful.
it every time.
But then it won't.
A good job getting it out. Yeah.
But yeah.
Influencer.
That's right. That's right.
But it wouldn't be fun if we
No,
pre-recorded
it wouldn't.
it.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
Like, subscribe, and do all the other shit. Geeksinmalaysia.com. Hire me!
I am Nick Dorian.
I'm Carol Mbaha.
Mien, hire me too, please.
And I'm Amanda. Hire me too.
Keep geeking out, yo.
I've only been doing it 10 years. You'd think I'd know how to press record.
Yes.
Geeks